So, who are the sheep in John chapter 10? A.W. Pink, John Calvin. You can read those for yourself, but human mind receives, derided, foolish, frivolous. Spirit describes man in darkness, no spiritual intelligence, totally depraved. Okay, what's the point? All men come from a state of total depravity, total wickedness, totally reprobate, totally unable to understand spiritual things. But when you get to John chapter 10, I think we just have a problem. I know that Calvinist reformers, Tulip, love John 10. They think that it's a call, irresistible drawing, and election. Yet, is that really possible if all men come from this fallen state? Here's John 10, 14, 15. I am the good shepherd. I know my sheep, and my sheep know me. Just as the Father, notice that? Jesus talking, the Father knows me. Man, my guess is the Father really knows Jesus because he's him. And Jesus really knows the Father because he's him. You can't get any better knowing, any deeper, any more love, any more spiritual than that. That's the comparison Jesus makes. Yet, Calvinists want to take these verses and say that, oh, the totally depraved person is who Jesus knows and loves. And the totally depraved reprobate who is a hater, insolent, just repulsed by God and all things spiritual, unable to understand, that's the person that is elected or that he knows or he knows intimately. No, he doesn't know them intimately until they're regenerated, until he's able to do so. I think there's a conundrum, a problem in RCC's teaching. Here's the problem. Intimate relationship talk, right? Is that possible until these sheep become elect and they're made new and they're born again and they have a new spirit that can actually intermingle? All I see is relationship talk, especially with the comparison Jesus just made. How are these fallen, reprobate, wicked, you're dead, spiritually so dead you can't respond. Wait a minute, but you have a relationship? How does that work? I don't understand how that works. You can read that for yourself. Remember, A.W. Pink, John Calvin say, totally dead, totally dark, without spiritual intelligence, total fools, knuckleheads personified. I added that part. So how can Jesus be speaking of his sheep as if he has a intimate relationship? I think there's at least 6 better ways. Still biblical, 6 better ways. I'm not going to read them all. I'll just scroll through it though, right? Remember that he has chosen 12 at this point. Go back to John 6. He picks these 12, or the 12 stay after the others leave, right? A second better way is maybe they are already faithful Old Testament Jews that he did know in a saving, faith-filled relationship, so he could refer to them in a spiritual way or make the connection between the relationship between the Father and him because they were already saved, because they were actually Old Testament believers. A third better way, you can read it for yourself. A fourth better way. But the question stands, okay? How is it that Jesus uses this relational talk, a relationship that couldn't get any stronger spiritually and salvifically? Is that a word? It is a word. Between Jesus, God, it doesn't get any better than that. But Jesus refers to these sheep in the same manner, with the same relationship. Could it be that these disciples were his intimate friends for the last 1.5 2 years? Fifth, right? Fifth, and here's a sixth. Read those for yourself. And head scratchers abound. Here again is those Pink and Calvin quotes to say how dead people are. Okay, head scratchers abound.